close is he to a title shot in sharing the ring with Bud Crawford?
I don't know. But Vergil, he's right there. He's right there. He's been proven that he belongs with the top fighters in the division. And, who knows? A couple of fights or next fight or whatever the case may be, he might be sharing the ring with Terence Crawford.
He just beat Canelo, the face of boxing. So which that makes that makes Crawford the face of boxing at the moment. And he earned the right to fight whoever he want to fight.
In Terence, if you come to 154, is there a chance? Was that the conversation you had?
Basically, I just said, hey, are you going to defend it? And he said, no, that's my last fight at the Canelo. I'm like, okay.
When Vergil Ortiz calls out, Terence Crawford answers by saying that Ortiz is a skilled fighter who is showing what he can do. It sounds like he thinks Ortiz is going to do well and that the young fighter has what it takes to battle at the top. Crawford only hints that the future is uncertain when asked about the task.
What's your message now to Terence Crawford?
I'm here whenever. I'm ready to fight whenever. I'm here to fight anybody. I don't care if it's Crawford, Spence, Pacquiao, you name it. I'll fight anyone.
Terence Crawford is called out by Vergil Ortiz, who says he wants to fight the best boxers in the world. He says that challenges like Crawford push him to keep getting better and show that he is one of the best. Ortiz is sure of his strength and growth at 154, and he makes it clear that he wants big names next.
I mean, look, I'm here to fight the best. I don't care who it is. It can be Boots next, it can be Spence next, it can be Crawford next, if he's still willing to do it, because that's a fight that I've been calling for a while. I think that's a great fight to make happen still. And we're just gonna keep doing what I do best. That's just.
Vergil Ortiz is sure of himself when he says that he could beat Terence Crawford even if Crawford were still at the top of his game. And Ortiz says that he watches Crawford's every move and admires what he has done, that he has a lot of faith in his own strength, speed, and timing. His confidence doesn't come from being cocky, but from the work he has done since he gained weight. It's a big claim for many because Crawford is ranked as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world and is the champion of multiple classes. That Ortiz says he doesn't think Crawford is invincible and that he can find gaps that other players didn't see. What he said makes fans and experts question whether the young contender really has the same knowledge and skill as a defending champion like Crawford.
Who are 5 fighters that you would like to fight coming up?
So we got Tim Tszyu, we got Crawford, Spence, or I guess you can say the winner of Spence or Fundora. Charlo's a good one. Who else we got at 54?
You want to fight Terence Crawford right now?
I would love to fight him, man. I think he's like probably the #1 pound for pound fighter right now.
Do you think he's out of his peak?
No.
Or is he in his peak now?
I think he's in his peak.
And you're saying you could beat a peak prime Terence Crawford?
I'm saying I believe that I can.
I respect it 100%.
I believe that I can. No, I respect him as a fighter though. That's the thing. When I want to fight people, it doesn't mean that, I don't like you. Like let's get it on. It's more like I respect your skills and I want to see if I can beat you. It's like that.
After Vergil Ortiz beat Israel Madrimov, a lot of fans immediately started to link him to Crawford's previous fight with the same opponent. Terence Crawford directly responded to these comparisons by saying that Ortiz won, but he didn't look like he was in charge. Crawford told Madrimov that he didn't look as sharp or in shape as he did when Crawford faced him. He thought Madrimov wasn't at his best that night, and he thought Ortiz's, and didn't say much about how he would do against a top fighter like himself. He was calm but strong in his answer, which shows that he still thinks of himself as being above everyone else. People saw what he said as a subtle warning that even though Ortiz is go, Crawford is better because of his skill and fight IQ.
A good fight, but he just, he was more prepared for my fight. If you watch him, he was winning the fight, and he gassed out.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
He gassed out, and he said from, I don't know what type of sickness he had.
So condition-wise, he wasn't as prepared.
Yeah, that he had to pull out the first fight and come back. I don't know, but Vergil did good. He put a lot of pressure on him, and he fought a good fight. But you could tell that he didn't leave unscarred. When you look at the faces of both fighters, you would have thought Vergil lost.
Oh, okay. I did hurt his hand. His knuckle was broken. I don't know if you've seen him the last couple of Vergil.
Yeah.
Ortiz, yeah, he had a broke hand, but he said he didn't know anyway. He didn't feel it throughout the fight.
It was a good fight. I thought Madrimov was doing too much moving,
Right.
you know, in the beginning rounds, which that was getting him the rounds in the
winning
bank,
rounds,
but
yeah.
at the same time, he was exerting too much energy.
How do you feel about when people say, because Eddie Hearn said it, a few people were saying it, that you moved up to 154 and you didn't have the success that you had in all these times. So they're thinking it's because of the weight, when I'm saying it's the style. Madrimov wasn't trying to commit as much, and you hurt him, he never hurt you.
Right.
So how do you feel about everybody saying that?
Well, I laugh. I won the fight. They making it seem like I lost.
Well, Eddie was like, no, I think that night in August, he was like, no, I don't know about that. I think, no, Eddie was, I believe Eddie was saying that.
Eddie was complaining about the scorecards. Nobody said Madrimov
Eddie was
won.
saying that it was closer than that. Maybe Madrimov could have won. Like, he was saying, I think he was. I think he was saying.
He's trying to get you mad at Eddie.
No, I'm not. He ain't gonna get mad.
The next big thing Terence Crawford will do is already planned. He is set to fight Carlos Adams in Omaha on March 28th, which will be his first fight in the 160 pounds category. He has said that he will stay at this weight for 1 or 2 fights in order to win another title and become an undisputed king in 3 weight classes. Adams is known for being tough and strong, so this will be a good test for Crawford at middleweight. Even though the fight is exciting, it makes people wonder if Crawford will ever go back down to 150 for pounds to fight Vergil Ortiz or Yaron Boutsanis. Crawford's main goal right now is to get used to the new level and show that his skills can help him even against fighters who are naturally stronger. A lot of experts think that if he wins these next fights, it will make his reputation as one of the best boxers of all time even stronger. Vergil Ortiz has wanted to fight Terence Crawford for a long time, but there were reports that the WBO had offered him the fight twice and he turned it down both times. In a later interview, Ortiz strongly rejected those claims, saying that he had never been offered a job. If the chance had really been there, he said, I would have taken it right away. Without any hesitation, he was angry that the false story got around so quickly and claimed that his team had never turned down a fight with Crawford. Ortiz said that he respects Crawford's achievements and sees the fight as a test that will define his career, not something to avoid. Many fans had been confused because they thought he had ducked the fight, but his answer helped clear things up. Ortiz stressed that the right time and conditions are important, but the desire to fight Crawford has always been there.
You know, a lot of people wanted to see that fight, you against Terence Crawford. You know, when you was at welterweight, and obviously you couldn't stay at that weight class, but then he moved up. Was there ever a point where the Terence Crawford fight was a reality, like a real offer, like real negotiations going back and forth, or was it never that close?
It was never that close, man. So, you know, I know a lot of people say that the WBO president said that we turned on the fight. I never got an offer. I wouldn't have said no. I would not have. I wanted that fight so bad. I mean, I'm not the type of person to say, I want to fight this guy and keep pushing it and then get the opportunity and say no. There are fighters like that. I'm not like that.
Yeah,
you know,
we believe that.
I would have said yes.
We believe that.
But
what about your trainer, Robert? Have you ever had a conversation with him about the Terence Crawford fight?
More with my dad.
Okay.
More with my dad. You know, there were some days where he'll be like, you beat him if you fight like this, or if you fight like this, you don't beat him. So,
really? Your father really said
he would tell me. No, he tells me the truth. He tells me the truth. If you fight him like this, you beat him. Other days, you're not gonna beat him like this.
You know, you might not remember, but when we had our show, I believe it was called Sweet Scientist at the time with The Zone, and we had you on, and you were one of our first guests, and I asked you about Crawford, and you was like, nah, not yet. I'm not ready for him. You know, that was humble. No one really speaks like that. Now, you was ready for him maybe about 6 months later, but still you were humble enough to say that. Do you remember that?
I don't.
You know,
no, I don't.
Hell no, you can't.
You got hit with a few punches since then. No.
Another big name in super welterweight boxing, Yaron Ennis, also said he wanted to meet Terence Crawford. It was clear to him, though, that Crawford had become the face of boxing after his win over Canelo Alvarez. It is now up to Crawford to decide what to do next, and said nice things about Crawford's war, while also making it clear that he's ready whenever Crawford is. He said he doesn't look for fights just because he needs them, but he knows that fighting Crawford would be a chance to show what he can do against one of the best boxers in the world. Fans thought that what he said was both polite and tough. Yaron Ennis met Vergil Ortiz in the ring after his most recent win. Ennis is torn between his respect for Crawford and his desire to move up in the world. The fighters talked to each other in a friendly but competitive way, which made a lot of people talk about a possible fight right away. This moment showed how tense and exciting things are already between the two top candidates, and currently holds the WBA super welterweight title. Before his fight with Erickson Lubin, he said he wanted to meet one of the biggest names in the sport. Fans got excited when they saw Ortiz and Ennis together in the ring after Ortiz won. They thought that this fight could become one of the biggest in boxing history in 2026. The fight showed that both men are aware of their growing fame and know how important it is to put on fights that fans really want to see.
Ortiz,
For sure.
and I think this is one of the best like American fights that can be made.
For sure.
And with all due respect to everyone else around the world, I think it has to be in America.
For sure.
Right?
It gotta be. I feel like you gotta do this one in the States because everybody wanna see it. Everybody go. I think it's a pay-per-view fight for, and I think everybody will pay to see it, or everybody will come out to come see it wherever it's at, whether it's in Vegas, Madison Square Garden, wherever it's at.
What's your obviously you'd love it in Philly, but I don't think it'll be Philly, right?
No, absolutely.
Okay,
It's not gonna be in Philly, yeah.
So where is the ideal spot for it? What deserves to host this fight? Which venue in your opinion?
To me, either anywhere in Vegas, so like a T-Mobile Arena,
yeah,
or maybe go old school MGM.
Oh man, I love the MGM.
Or we can go Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
I think Madison Square Garden would be crazy as well. That'd be historic as well. So either one.
There aren't enough big fights at the big MSG.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the theater.
No, I'm
Theater's
talking about
cool.
the big one.
Yes,
I'm talking about the big one. That's why I
Not
say I
enough
want
big
to.
fights.
I always wanted to fight at MSG anyway.
Yeah.
So, I like how it looks in there. It's real.
It's
really
incredible.
nice. When they have fights and stuff in there. So, for me, it would be either T-Mobile Arena or take it back. We can go old MGM, or we can do, Madison Square Garden.
Do you think he would say yes to MSG because that's kind of a home game for you, right? That's so close to Philly.
I mean, I feel like he has a deep fan base, and I feel like all his fans and stuff will come. If it was to be in New York, I feel like they all would come. He got a good fan base. I got a good fan base. I feel like it'll make for for a great fight. And who don't want to come to New York?
Oh my God. There was a time where MSG was holding all these big fights, hosting, and now I feel like, every couple of years we get, when we got Taylor Serrano, prior to that, it was, Brooklyn's cool and all, but we got to go back to the Mecca. The Mecca is the best. I would absolutely love that. In your perfect world as well, he fights November 8th.
Yep.
How soon could we get this fight? You obviously didn't get hurt in your fight, I would imagine, right? 72 seconds?
Yeah.
Unless something happened?
I mean, it depends on how his fight go. If he's in a war, maybe we'll see. Maybe April, March, April. If not, if he make quick work of it, who knows? We could be back in there sooner. So it's all for real. It's all up to how him right now, because he the one that has a fight. Hopefully he doesn't get no cuts, no broken hands or anything, or anything hurt on him. So it's dependent on him at the moment.
The other two options, of course, Sebastian Fundora and I think Xander Zayas.
Yeah.
What I'm hearing is there is some interest from MSG to have you versus Xander Zayas at MSG. Are you hearing this as well?
I'm with whatever. That's what I can't wait.
You want all these guys? I like these options for you.
I'm really about to show y'all. Like I'm about to run through these guys. I'm about to run through these guys and show y'all one by one. Like this 154 really mine, and I'm gonna shut everybody up. I can't wait. I hear the little chatters and all the little talks.
What do you hear? What's bothering you? What are people saying?
It's just little
They're
things.
questioning you.
They questioning, and it's cool, and I love it. They're not doing nothing but like adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah,
and it's gonna make it worse each and every time for whoever's stepping in the ring with me.
Seeing what Terence did not that long ago, did that give you motivation? Because it feels like for the longest time, people were questioning him, doubting him. He wasn't getting the big opportunities, the big fights. Do you see yourself in his journey a little bit as well?
I mean, I got my own journey.
Tim Bradley, an American who used to be a competitive boxer, said he didn't think Vergil Ortiz and Boots Ennis would fight. Bradley said that Ennis might not want to fight Ortiz right now because it's dangerous. He said that Ennis's team might want to wait until they could get paid more, or the situation would be better before agreeing to the fight. Some boxing fans think Ennis would take the fight right away, while others agree that it's smarter to build up the excitement first. Bradley's words caused a lot of debate. In any case, what he said made an already controversial subject even more interesting and made the feud between Ortiz and Ennis even more talked about.
The time of day, and then all of a sudden, you come up, you got that Benz now, you know what I'm saying? Back then they didn't want you, now you hot, they all on you. Yeah. This is one of them situations right here. Well, it's like, oh, back then you didn't want me. Now I'm hot, now you all up on me. Man, did you see Boots, how he jumped up in the ring? I didn't know if that was Boots or Rick Ross. I was like, damn, is that Rick Ross in there? Like all the jewelry he had on and everything. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? Is this the grown-up version of Boots? Because I ain't never seen all them chick chains all over my man, blinging, blacka, bling, and all up on his chest and everything. I ain't never seen that before. I'm like, this dude got a new persona. Is this the killer Boots? This is what we've been waiting on? Because I'm sitting there going, oh, this is new to me.
Eddie Hearn, the promoter, was very open about the problems that could arise in a fight between Vergil Ortiz and Yaron Ennis. Some of the demands from both sides were criticized, and he said that the talks have been hard because each side thinks their fighter gets a bigger share. Hearn also said that Ennis's team often says he is the better boxer, while Ortiz's team wants him to get credit for his record and fan base. He said that this matchup could be very important for the sport, but it's been held up by business issues and schedule problems. Hearn even said that setting up a fight between Ortiz and Crawford might be easier right now than setting up a fight between Ortiz and Ennis. His words showed how hard it can be to negotiate a boxing match with a lot of attention, even when both fighters really want to fight.
Can't ask for more than that. So I thought it was a great performance. Vergil's a great fighter. This is not, there's nothing but respect from us, but we just know we win. And like, it's not for us. Once you start hearing things like, we're the A side and we want 10 million and we want, what does Boots? It's like, what? Guys, Ortiz has never been a world champion. Great fighter. Boots has been world champion. He's been a unified champion, but neither of them are world champions now. They're just the top two fighters in the division. So if you truly believe that you're the best, make the fight. And it'll be really interesting to now see if they truly believe. Because the fight's there, the fight's done, the money's there, the pay-per-view's there. I mean, it's a massive fight, but you can find an excuse if you don't want to do it. So we'll see.
And obviously, we saw the fighters face off, and we know you want the fight. The fighters clearly
Yes.
want the fight. And you mentioned the $10 million mark by Rick Merigian, I believe his name is, the manager of Vergil Ortiz. Do you see it as an obstacle? I mean, is it
I mean,
a
of
real
course,
obstacle?
if you come out with things, I mean, look, if the fight delivers and it does really well.
Vergil Ortiz recently said something about Terence Crawford's weight. He said that he doesn't think Crawford will go back to 154 pounds because the winner has gained weight and moved up in weight classes. After moving up to fight Canelo Alvarez and getting ready for middleweight fights, Crawford's attention seems to have definitely moved up. Ortiz understands why, but he also says it makes setting up their possible fight harder. He also said he wasn't going to wait and would keep taking on big fights in his own class. Still, he holds out hope that one day the stars will align and they will meet in the ring. To talk about Vergil Ortiz, Terence Crawford, and Yaron Ennis right now shows how interesting the future of boxing looks at the heavier weights. Ortiz's rise is being driven by his confidence and desire to fight big fights. Crawford's calm responses and smart job choices show that he's a seasoned champion who knows what he's worth.
For you to fight at some point?
No, so he's not coming back to 154. I spoke to him. This is my first time saying it on media. I spoke to him, and he's not going to come back to 154. He's going to fight his 2 last fights and retire. And you know what? I respect it because he's been undisputed at 140, at 147. Get your money and get out. I mean, what else do you have to prove? You know what I mean? So it's just like it's.
That's all for this video today. Watch out. Until the next time.